From the Bob Mills Weather Center, Oklahoma weather expert, Lacey Swope.
We had to explain to Carl Torp that this is not his chance to start dunking.
You're not on the team.
You're not on the team, Carl.
Yeah.
The team is on News 9, not the other way around.
Right.
He
They're
is
not
a
looking
big
for
guy.
walk-ons.
He is a big
He was
guy.
stretching his legs yesterday. Like,
Right.
That's not what that means.
Practicing that jump shot, getting all ready and agile.
Yeah. He can stick to tennis, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Read the news, Carl. Read the news.
Come on.
Hey, you know what, guys? We've got a lot going on in the Bob Mills Weather Center. We are talking cold temperatures this morning. Pretty dry conditions. Today looks pleasant. Tomorrow looks pleasant. 2 great days to prepare for what's ahead because we've been talking about this for the past 10 days and we're getting very close. The first leading edge of the cold air arrives tomorrow evening and tomorrow night we get below freezing by Friday morning here in Oklahoma City. And when we have temperatures this cold for this long, a lot can happen. We talk about your home, winterizing your home with the outside faucets, but your water lines can freeze and burst, and that happens significantly. We see those numbers pretty great as we go through these stretches. So we're going to talk about streaming your water, especially those outside bathrooms or faucets, and even on the inside of your home, but not in the outside. Let me start that over. Do not run the water outside your home. On the inside of your home, by the walls. That's what I'm trying to say. Those are the ones you want to let run. If you run it outside, you're going to have a hot mess going on. But those can freeze and burst. Your garage, if you have a freezer in your garage, what can happen is with the temperature of the garage getting so cold and below freezing, the contents inside your freezer and your fridge can really start to thaw out. That happens a lot in these types of scenarios, and you can lose a lot of good food from that happening. One good thing to do is take a cup of water, put it in the freezer, let it freeze solid, put a penny on top of it, and then you can just come open the door. If the penny is still on top, you know it hasn't thawed out. If that penny is sunk to the bottom and then refroze, you know you probably have some damage there to some of your food. Ponds and lakes, they can freeze over. Never let your kiddos play on the ice. It can be tempting. Ranchers are going to be busting ice for their livestock, and of course your pets, you got to bring them inside. Anything outside water-wise, it is going to freeze solid. They got to have fresh water. Our storm is exiting. Our next one's on the way. We're already seeing some peaks of daylight off to the eastern horizon at a Lucky Star Skycam network. Live from downtown, it looks good this morning. Roads are mostly dry. Temps are in the teens and 20s. Still a few slick spots in the northwest. Be careful where you had the heavier snow, especially some of those drifts. They're going to be there a while. Winds are out of the south, 10 to 20, and it's in the teens and 20s for feel-like temperatures. Lower mid-teens, so bundle up again to start off the day today. Winds are not as strong. Sun comes up at 7:40. Sunny skies. 54 degrees is where we're headed for an afternoon high, close to 60 in Altus. Coming up later today, it's going to feel much nicer, but we are headed into the deep freeze. Coming up for tomorrow, some 50s, some 60s. Snow begins late tomorrow evening, tomorrow night. It's kind of a glancing blow. This is not a major snowstorm. We'll have thunderstorms in the southeast. The cold air is going to be the big deal. But anytime you transition from the 40s, the 50s, quickly falling into the 20s, you have the opportunity for a flash freeze if you have moisture on the roadways. And so we'll watch for that scenario tomorrow morning. Trackers are going to be out. We'll keep you updated if that starts to play out. It is possible. And then for your Sunday, a stronger front moving on in. This one brings in more snow, especially for central and eastern Oklahoma. That moves out and the temperatures get even colder into the start of next week. Your 9-day is a wild one. So let's talk about the snow, the timing coming up tomorrow evening, tomorrow night. Light snow, patchy moving through. We'll also have another opportunity with the stronger storm Sunday into Monday. And really out of this, the cold air is the biggest headline. Lows tonight, 20s. The front moves in tomorrow afternoon late in the panhandle. We'll have a chance to warm to the 50s and 60s, then falling temps after sunset, rain changing to snow, light snow blasting on by. Really a lot of this will happen before we get to rush hour. So we may have up to an inch in spots. Most locations, a dusting and some flurries is what it looks like. May have some higher totals up to the north. So a few slick spots are possible. Not locked in that it's this widespread, but just use caution. We don't want to get into another scenario where folks are out just driving 70 miles an hour, okay? Be careful. Friday afternoon, 20s and 30s, and then highs. I just want to give you a snapshot of what this looks like. This is on the 9-day, but I mean, it's brutal coming up over the next several days, all the way into early next week. Could be a full 5 days below freezing across the state of Oklahoma. Some areas a little longer, some areas a little less. Snow Sunday into Monday looking likely, and get above freezing midweek next week. And that's your 9-day. We're back after this.